wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. See the horizon turn us to thousands, and we'll grow in number, fueled by them. To see the horizon turn us to thousands, and on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest. Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. See the horizon, turn us to thousands, and we'll grow in number, fueled by them. To see the horizon, turn us to thousands, and on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
Pissed about the poll, like not like judging people pissed, just like nah, it's not that scary.
We'll have to discuss that with them later. For sure, for sure.
Excuse me while I watch the picture on my face match with my shoulders occasionally.
You're fine. You're fine.
It's tiny.
All right, hello everyone. Sorry, we've been just hanging out and chilling for today. We are welcome everyone to our show. This is Nerd Vomit, and I am your host, Tats. Titter Tats. So today with me, I have a very special guest. Unfortunately, our Salem was but he was not able to make it again this week. I'm not laughing because it's for a very serious reason. Unfortunately, his sister is still in the hospital. So please, everyone, send out those prayers. If that's what you do, send out some positive vibes, lots of love. Definitely head down to Scifi General Hospital if you have a chance, just to give him kind of a shout out. I'm sure lots of his fans are sending him lots of flowers and cards to wish him, and his sister, wish his sister a very safe and successful recovery. So I know that I do miss him. I'm sure all you guys do as well. But today we do have a very, very special guest. We have TVHEAD. And today, just sitting here, I'm very excited to bring to you guys our topic of today's discussion, which is horror films. I'm so excited. I hope you guys are stoked as well. There's been some teasers on Twitter if you guys have paid attention. If you haven't, then pay attention. We've done, I did a poll, just a kind of little teaser. Not much. You guys have talked about that. We're going to talk about your poll. There was a few of you that had actually voted. But yeah, TVHEAD, how's it going?
It is going good, and it is good to be here.
We're very happy to have you. So today you are going to help me out with this episode. Are you prepared? Have you done your research?
Nope.
I feel like you're
Not
kind of
prepared.
just educated on this.
I didn't take
topic.
any notes. I never take notes.
No
I should be
notes at
taking
all.
notes. Not what is for entertainment stuff.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So do you want to introduce to our fans kind of like what, or not our fans, our fans, our viewers, just kind of what we're going to be talking like exactly about today? Do you want to kind of head into it?
Oh, wow. That was a good one. Wow. Well, horror films for the most part, but I guess just horrifying things in media, like books, short films. We didn't even think about this. I forgot music videos, which I can't even. The only one I can think of is a Nine Inch Nails one right now. That's the only one I can think of. Shit like that.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So we are just gonna, dive right in. Kind of, we're here to discuss, the different genres of horror films. We're going to talk about, what are some of the differences between, like you have your typical horror scare, your jump scares, and kind of what else is in a horror film, or it really draws the audience into that terrifying position of what usually ends me up in a curl underneath my sheets. TMI, but I'm terrified sometimes. So all week long, I've been trying to watch, a lot of different movies and films. I've gone from like short films, I've gone to like some movies, I've done like TV shows. So I really feel like I've messed with my anxiety this week, and I feel like maybe I should have brought some anxiety pills with me today. I might dig some out of my pocket later and pop some, because I'm pretty tense. Yeah. How do you feel about horror films, TVHEAD? Are you a big fan?
Maybe, as in
Maybe.
actually, yes. Yeah. Not mainly. Actually, sci-fi comes first, but because sci-fi takes some of horror and doesn't rub it in your face the whole time, like, or a thriller.
What else can you
yeah.
tell us about some sci-fi films?
I'm trying to think of one that falls right on the line. I want to say Aliens. Some people call it a sci-fi movie. Some people call it a horror movie, there's really no in between. Like, well, there is. It's just that where it's listed genre-wise, it either comes one way or the other.
Really like sci-fi horror movies. I think Alien is a really good movie to discuss. Also, we did mention it. If you guys are watching last week, we did mention it as a new comic that just made its debut. Last week we talked about that just like a little bit, not very much, not very long. Just kind of introducing you guys to some new comics that were out. But yeah, Alien definitely is a good one. What are some other? Let's go ahead and talk about some genres of movies. You mentioned the sci-fi one. I know I watched Underwater this week. I don't know if you've seen Underwater. Have you seen Underwater?
I've watched that probably 5 times. Probably not to completion every time. I like the way I say completion.
Yeah.
Maybe 3 times I watched it all the way through because I really liked what they did with Lovecraft themes. They made it believable until the last act.
They did. They really did. I watched it. The first time I watched it was in the movie theater, and that
really,
I was just anxious the whole entire time because
good.
I have this like really, well, not real. I mean, well, I say I have this fear of being in the ocean, but I've kind of overcome that a little bit when I swam to this island a few years back. But like just being underwater and like the darkness and not knowing what is out there. I mean, that just already like fucks with my anxiety. It freaks me out, Obviously, that's the point, right?
The part that gets me the most, aside from all that, because yes, is the pressure situation. Like, I think that thing crunched a lot slower than it would have. And it, like, spoiler alert, but it's like the first 15 to 5 minutes of the movie. But still, spoiler alert. That thing, I don't know what it's called. It loses pressure. It just like crushed. There's a word for that, and it happened theatrically slow.
The like the underwater like ship thing they're on.
It's like a space station. I think they refer to it as a kind of like a space station almost, but it's underwater. It's just the same kind of. It has the same look to it. And like one screw went loose, and then the whole thing started to cave in.
Yeah, Just thinking about it makes
Yeah,
me like,
yeah.
it gives me the heebie-jeebies. Like,
Yeah,
I
the
get
kills
like,
in that movie. Ooh,
yeah. Like I get like, guys, we've got your slasher films. We have, you know, like these paranormal films that are out. But like this movie, I have to say, Underwater really fucked with my psyche because, like I said, like I already am tense with being in water that I can't. Just being in darkness. I think that is just period. Like being in darkness is terrifying in general for a lot of people. Would you say, TV head? Like, do you think that would be a good assumption that most people are terrified of being in the dark?
absolutely. Like that. But most of that movie thrives on that.
Yeah, exactly. And then being that far underwater, knowing that if you get out there without the proper gear or without just proper gear, period, like you're fucked, basically. And that's that.
I feel like that movie and like things like Alien, even if it's in space, all these movies, like they harken back probably to the first person who ever stepped into the sea and had something slimy run across their ankle.
Oh,
Boom.
scares.
Boom. Like
Yeah.
genealogy of fear right there.
Yeah. Oh my
Right into
gosh.
all our fucking
Oh,
bloodlines.
and not even that, but like not even that, but like just being in water, period, and not even being able to see the bottom of the water, you know, like
Oof.
it just like if you're in a pond. Like I grew up in the South where a lot of, or obviously, you know, we're from Louisiana here. Like, you know, a lot of people like they don't, I mean, a lot of the lakes and and ponds and things like that, you can't really see the bottom of. And if you're standing in there barefoot and something, even if it's just a freaking catfish swimming across your leg, whew,
Oh
yeah.
man. You ever
So
get
we
that
do,
feeling when you're swimming and then you kick your feet at, like at the bottom and you feel nothing and then your heart drops?
yeah. Hmm. Yeah, it creeps me out just being in water with mud, and you're like your toes are like ugh. Anyways, so we do have some chat going on in our
We do.
in in our live feed right now. Yeah, so I'm very we have some new viewers that I'm noticing that haven't been here before, like Magnus and Bowen. We're very excited to see you guys. Rainbow, hey, how's it going? Also, I know that Jordan, our producer, has been also talking about some other horror film, or another horror film, Ghost Ship. It's probably one of my favorite movies as well, horror movies as well. That opener, I do agree with you, Jordan, is probably one of the best openers, I would think. And Bowen said that decompression is what we were looking
Yep.
for, the word that we were looking for. Mm-hmm.
Yep. That word scares the crap out of me.
Did
I've
you
seen
like
way too
the,
many science videos, man.
yeah, did you like the opening for Ghost Ship?
I saw the opening before I saw the movie, which sounds stupid because it's the beginning of the movie, but I saw it like outside of the movie in clips, which made me watch the movie. I was just like, I
Yeah.
wanted to know how possible that really was.
Yeah, it
But it
was
was
pretty
cool.
cool. It was pretty cool, like just seeing everybody like with the captain's head. That was probably my favorite part. Where it just like slowly like slides down.
That's that, what do you call it? Castle House or something. I used to be way into this company that made House on Haunted Hill, 13 Ghosts, a
Oh,
bunch of
13
shit.
Ghosts was
Like
a
I
good
think
one
they had
as
something to
well.
do with Gothica, but that's that vein of where they do something that's supposed to kill you really fast, and it's just like nice and slow.
Yeah, they do that on what is it? Underworld or not Underworld? Uh, the Vampire and Lycan. What is that? Shoot, I'm like,
Laugh my head off. Give me some more corny.
what's the one with the vampire chick and she's like this badass chick? Oh my gosh, I can't believe I can't think of it right now. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Please don't tell me you're talking about Blood Rain.
No, it's not Blood
Okay.
Rain. It's the very first film is her jumping off a building. Like the very first
Oh,
movie.
that is Underworld.
Oh, okay, Underworld. Okay. Yeah, when I said Underworld, I was like, no, because when I was thinking of Underworld or Underwater, and my head just got mixed up.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
First
Underworld.
couple films.
Yeah, I really liked it too. Where she did that whole, badass move where she cut the guy in half too, and he slowly like did that whole like,
I love it.
face slide.
Oh god, best time was 13 Ghosts.
Yeah,
Without a doubt, the best one I've ever seen.
13 Ghosts is a really good one as well. I like that one. With the house was badass. Like, would you live in a house like that?
If there were actually not really ghosts in there, like if that house, not that reality.
I don't know. I mean, like, you seem like the type of guy that would be into some ghost. Is that just an assumption?
It's an assumption. It's one of the few things. One of the very few things. Spooky shit over religious shit, like ghost spooky shit.
Yeah.
That's my line.
Sure. Well, I mean, I can kind of get that then. That's understandable. So let's talk about some other genres. So we've got off on a little, like, I think we can talk about horror films all day long, probably all night long. Talk your guys' ear off, but and some of these films are just going to get us talking, and I hope that they get you guys talking too out there on our chat. We'd love to hear from you guys. But yeah, give us some ideas, or give not ideas. I'm sorry. Give us some more genres. What are some more genres? Horror films. Mm-hmm.
God, there's so many subgenres. I'll default to cosmic horror every time.
You said cosmic horror?
Yeah, cosmic horror, which is like basically scientific horror, which is right back to sci-fi.
Right back to sci-fi. Okay. Bowen and Magnus are still talking about 13 Ghosts. I mean, yeah, we definitely love to hear about that. It's always been one of Magnus's favorites, and I think that's
a good one.
It's a good one, yeah.
Like, what's your favorite part?
Owen is saying, listen to the Latin calling chant for the last ghost and tell me it don't give you chills like it's really calling something. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I think that's what it's supposed to do. Like, it's just supposed to, like, yeah. Give us an example of a cosmic horror film.
And remember, I'm judging you. I might be, I might not be. This might be a stupid point to judge someone on.
Well, I think that Jordan is giving you a challenge here. He's definitely saying, give an example of this cosmic horror film.
Me or them?
You.
Me? Oh, geez, I can give you like fucking 20.
All right, let's hear like 5.
I can give you 5 John Carpenter films, like cosmic horror. The Thing. We have Prince of Darkness. Watch me forget all the John Carpenter films now. They Live. So that's The Thing, Prince of Darkness, They Live. Those are John Carpenter movies. Now we got Beyond. From Beyond. The Mouth of Madness, The Reanimator, and I'll be cheap to involve all the Reanimators, and that's more than 5.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, some of these I haven't even seen. Like, I'm not...
with cosmic horrors. Every room I have has the posters in them.
I believe I've seen Beyond. What did you say? Was it Beyond Us?
From Beyond.
From Beyond.
Yeah, it's older. It's like around like mid to late 90s. Bowen just brought up Eyes Wide Shut, and I never considered that as a cosmic horror. But if you really, because it takes conspiracy and secret societies to an extreme, I guess. And I would see it, because it's surreal.
So what defines cosmic horror? Like what does it have to be a cosmic horror?
Something, I guess, this is really base root crap right here, but something that's unknowable, like
Mm.
basically right back to fear of the dark, fear of the unknown. Like what's through that portal? What's the mist is cosmic horror in the sense that it's spoiler alert. I'm giving you 5 seconds. That there's a tear. That wasn't 5 seconds. That there's a tear in reality that these things are coming through.
Oh,
If you're in that into the movie and you see like that's why that's happening. Like,
so I guess this is a really good point. I'm just going to interrupt real quick. I think this is a really good point just to let you guys know, like, there's going to be a lot of spoilers in this episode, probably. If you guys are watching and you aren't really into spoilers, we'd love to keep you here, but, if that's just not your thing, then we will understand. Unfortunately, we will be sad, but we, yeah, there are spoilers, so just keep that in mind. Yeah. Let's see. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just wanted to kind of put that little thing out there real quick for everybody to be aware of.
No, that was basically the entire thought. But now Jordan saying the end of the mist, I won't spoil it, broke me. Like we're already past spoilers. Stephen King liked that ending better than his book. And I think it was genius because it's the whole point of the movie in a few seconds at the end of it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to recall if I've seen The Mist or not.
I can try to think of what else this guy's been. He's played the Punisher. Funny, here's another little tidbit. The Mist was made by, I don't know their name. I wish it would come up to me right now. Maybe someone in the chat knows, but they did the first couple seasons of The Walking Dead. And if you watch those seasons and you watch The Mist, you can see it. And a lot of the same actors.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's really interesting.
That's
a really
the
good
whole
fact.
movie's about what the fucking it's not the monsters that fuck with you, it's the other people. It's the idea of what's beyond that white wall. Instead of darkness, that's the turn. It's whiteness, and you don't know what's beyond it. And everybody's gonna like make up shit,
Yeah. Does
Sorry.
it kind of follow the same? No, please don't. Does it kind of follow the same kind of path as like The Fog? Is that?
Okay, now here's where you guys get to judge me, and it's probably happened like 20 times. I have not seen The Fog all the way through, and if I did, I don't remember. And I don't know. I think The Fog was more of a ghost thing.
So I'm doing a little side thing here. Mist. I believe I've seen this one. Sure. I think it's just been a really long time. Yeah, it's just been a really long time for me to have seen The Mist. I know that Jordan and I have had a conversation about this movie before and what happens in it. So I'm very aware of what happens in it, and I'm very aware of the part that he is talking about. The Fog was Ghost Pirates, Jordan says. Our producer says he loves that film. Jamie Lee Curtis, he thinks.
Really?
Yeah.
Here's another one, Blob. You strike me down. I have not seen the Blob in memory. Like I'm pretty sure I've seen parts of it, but if the parts I've seen, I was younger, and the bodies getting like the skin stripped off of them from inside of a gelatin creature was a little bit much.
Yeah. Is that would that be considered a cosmic horror movie?
Yes.
You think?
Yes, we don't know what this thing is, but it's dangerous, and this is what it does. We don't know why.
Okay.
Basically, the cosmic is this, like, if you look into the sky, you don't know what the fuck's going on out there. Even if a scientist was standing right next to you telling you, you're looking out into darkness with tiny little pinholes in it. It's all down to belief at that point. Like, even if we know it's true, you're still looking and you don't see that it's true.
Learning something new every day. So like basically it's basically the unknown, like what you said before. Yeah. Something, would you say like intangible? Like something that you
unknowable,
unknowable.
Like if you look into your closet with the light on and you know where everything is, you know that there's no path to fucking Narnia or hell, but then you turn the lights out and it's pitch black.
We won't talk about my closet.
If you stand still long enough without reaching out, and you just get into your imagination, you will fuck with yourself.
Yeah, for sure. We won't talk about my closet. I mean, if you guys really want to know what happened in my closet, I'm sure that our producer
I kind of want to know.
Oh, no, I mean, it's just like one night I'm laying there in bed and I'm like chatting, and I was actually talking to Jordan, and he had just like fallen asleep, and then all of a sudden, right when I'm by myself, my music box in my closet just starts playing, and I'm literally frozen in terror. Like the next morning, there were a bunch of text messages that were freaking out, basically asking me if I was alive, if the monster in my closet had gotten me, or the ghost in my closet had gotten me, because like I'm sitting there texting. It was Jordan, actually. I was sitting there texting him, and I was like, "Can you please answer? I like some like help. Like, well, I don't know what's going on. Like, help, help, help." It was intense. It was intense, and so yeah.
I feel
So
like get the fuck out of here immediately.
The closet story. People asked me that the next day, like, "Why didn't you run?" And I was like, I was frozen in terror. Like, I was just like, I didn't know what to do. Like, that wasn't the first time I've heard something happen in my house either. Like, I've heard my name being whispered before, and I'm just like, I don't know.
You need some ghost hunters. I've learned about this thing recently called a spirit box. Maybe you should get one of those. Really scare shit out of yourself.
Spirit box. Yeah, I've heard about those. Yeah. It just like it just freaked me out, and I didn't know what to do. I went and like I froze for a little bit. My closet doors were closed, and I'm just sitting there freaking out. Like, I probably should get up and move. Like, that was the process in my head. Like, I probably should get up and run. Like, I was like, probably should leave this fucking room.
That's why people say fight or flight, but it's actually, there's 4 of them. It's fight, flight, freeze, or fawn.
Yeah.
And fawn is like you plead with the ghost and you try to act like its best friend, so it'll leave you alone. Like, that's fawn.
Yeah. I just froze.
Ghost
I
horror
froze, and then I got up in flight. Ghost horrors. Oh my gosh. Ghost horrors are definitely.
But that's the point, Bowen. Don't be scared of the dark. Be scared of what is coming at you that you can't see. But you can't see it in the dark.
That's what we're talking. Yeah. I can't tell you how many times I've woken up in the middle of the night.
I'm not trying to be a dick or anything. Like, it's me. My sentence doesn't compute. Stupid brain crap. I'm sorry.
I can't tell you how many times I've woken up in the middle of the night and I feel like I'm staring at the corner of the room and I'm like, there's something there. I'm just gonna go back to sleep. We and my friend were talking the other day about something we would never do. We would never record like ourselves sleeping, like either sound or video, because we just don't want to know what's going on while we're sleeping at all. Okay, well, so ghost
I record literally everything, but I tend to, if I know nothing's happening, I'll watch the wide berth of fucking thumbnails instead of watching myself sleep or listening to it. And if anything drastic changes, I'll watch it. But that's no.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Yeah, I can't. I
ghost comes out like touches.
I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know. But yeah, it kind of goes along the same lines of ghost horror. I mean, you know, the paranormal horror. It's similar to monster horror, but it's, you know, so rather than these monster beings, paranormal, it focuses on entities like ghosts and spirits and demons. Paranormal films, you know, they're often like haunted houses or possessions, or they have like exorcisms, or there's the occult worship. I would definitely say like The Conjuring was a really good ghost horror. That's probably one of my favorites. It scared the living crap out of me in the movie theater. I literally screamed in the movie theater and people are laughing at me behind me. And I was just like, that part. So spoiler alert, guys, that part where the hands are clapping, I flipped out. Have you seen this Conjuring?
It doesn't stick out for me as much as Sinister. Not Sinister. Was that what it was called? No, Insidious.
Insidious. Oh wait, did I get the two mixed up? Insidious is the
Maybe
clapping
Insidious is
hands.
one.
Insidious.
I don't know the scene where he's at the dinner table and the red guy leans out behind him.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
red guy. Oh my gosh.
Ugh. I
Ugh.
had watched that enough times that it stopped looking spooky to me. I'm like, oh, all right, cool. Like, it's not to say like he's a big old spooky person, right? But like you do it right and it'll scare me.
Yeah. Whew, that demon red face scared the crap out of me. Maybe the viewers can help out because I can't remember and we're having some trouble here. So Insidious, was it the hands clapping? Was that Insidious or was that The Conjuring? You guys can help because I can't remember which one it was. But the thing about ghost horror is like, I think the thing that gets me the most is at night when you're laying in bed and then that ghost or whatever it is takes your blanket off your bed and then pulls you by the leg slowly and you're still freaking sleeping. Like, no thank you. No thank you.
I just saw a movie that was really good for that recently, and I can't think of. Oh, I think it was actually a music video, and it wasn't even meant to be spooky.
Oh,
Meg
yes. I know
Myers'
what you're
Desire.
Yeah, yeah.
That was like I don't know how I feel right now.
Yeah.
I got the fucking lamb video
Was
on the
she
TV.
having like relations with the ghost?
I'm to assume.
That's what I assumed too. There's
Everybody,
another
go watch Meg
movie.
Myers' Desire.
Yeah, it's a really good song. I love it. But yeah, like for I don't know. That whole pulling off the bed, the ghost touching me while I'm sleeping. Like, just why you gotta bother me while I'm sleeping? Like, I don't want to deal with that. Like, why you gotta touch me while I'm sleeping?
See, these are things I try not to think about. Now I'm going to think about them.
Right?
Right?
We're all gonna like leave here, like being like, okay, can you guys just like hang out with me until I fall asleep if I start snoring?
Would we consider Ghostbusters a ghost horror or ghost comedy? Now, if you looked at it from the lens of now, people will just say it's a comedy. But when it came out, like it had a lot of effects that were incredibly impressive at the time, and a lot of good scares in it. Like jumpy, I guess. So I want to say horror comedy, horror rom-com, which the predecessor to Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah, I would say ghost comedy for sure. Just because I don't know, I think it's funny. I mean, maybe it has the ability to scare some people back in the day, you know? I don't know. Like for that genre, of that particular year that it came out, do you think that was just like we're gonna try to scare a bunch of people, or do you think they like had it in their mind like let's just have some fun and crack up and shit?
What was it, Dan Aykroyd? Can't think of anybody else's name like I should be able to. Harold Ramis, maybe. I don't know if he had anything to do with writing it, but Dan Aykroyd just wanted to make a movie about Ghostbusters because he's personally into the supernatural stuff. And if you look Dan Aykroyd up when it comes to supernatural stuff, that we got to talk about that because I don't know a whole lot about it. But when it comes to supernatural stuff, he's got a lot of he's got alien stories that he professes to be true. Can't knock it because you can't prove it wrong either. The pink spiral in the sky, and he's got ghost stories. And Bowen's bringing up Killer Clowns from Outer Space, which
Have you seen that one?
Parts of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why I never saw it all the way through.
I'm not really big, like, I'm not scared of clowns, but I'm just not like a big, huge, I don't know, maybe I have a fear a little bit. It really fucked me up, so yeah. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I was gonna watch another movie the other day. It was some comedy horror about clowns.
Mint condition.
Our producer says that Killer Clowns from Outer Space is the only film I have on DVD that is still wrapped in its plastic. That's funny. I believe this. Like, this is what I have no doubts that is true. So what are some other horror, paranormal movie? Obviously, you have Paranormal Activity. I don't really think I watched that one all the way through. I don't remember if I got bored or scared. I probably didn't get too scared, but I think I just got bored. I think it was just like that whole, I don't know, just wasn't
feeling it.
Wasn't feeling it. Did you like it at all?
I liked it when they did it the first time. And they came up with some ideas with the other ones, but like all it really is the only talent in this stuff, I think, is timing. Because we could do this. Yeah, like Bowen says, you can laugh at them. Like, and yeah, I can pretty much like. It's just like somebody tried to reenact Poltergeist in their house, and they tried really hard to make it seem real.
Yeah. We talked about a little bit, like when we were trying to, when we were discussing about this episode with you guys. We had talked a little bit about timing and everything like that. Maybe we could touch base on that right now. Timing and like how it like scares, you know, like it has to come down to a perfect timing. You know, some people fail
not a mystery
terribly.
Either. If you look into it, it's there's something to it. Like there's actually an amount of seconds, making someone laugh before you scare them to take them off guard. That's what, that's what good horror comedy is for. It happens in regular horror too. They take you off guard. They make you think everything's fine. They bring it down real low. It's like they lower the music, but they don't take it away.
Then you laugh about being scared because you were like, "Fuck, got me again."
Yep.
You have that nervous laughter. I think there was another movie that I saw a while back that you just have like this nervous laughter during the whole thing because you're just like on the edge of your seat. I just don't like this whole like anxious vibe thing. That's the whole point of scary movies, I guess. But it's, I don't know, like my chest gets tight. They're still talking about this clown movie in chat.
We're also
Unopened
surprised
clown
that
movie.
he has actually even has one in his possession.
Yeah. Bowen is saying that timing and the loud downbeat of jump scare music. Yeah, for sure. I mean, we were talking about how there's a lot of short films. Maybe maybe somebody can throw into the chat. Maybe our producer, I will throw it in there and throw into the chat. Like there are a list of short horror films that are not willing, but are capable of scaring you within like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. It's a complete story too. It's a short story. Like, how do you feel about those, TVHEAD?
I wish I was trying to think of how many I could recover from thought when it was first brought up, and this is where I go. This is where I should probably take notes on things like this.
Lights Out was one of them. You remember that one?
Lights Out, yeah, that one got really popular. Got made into a movie that I haven't seen, but I did see Lights Out.
The noise of those feet, like running, just like
that wet flap.
Yeah. Gives me the heebie-jeebies.
You guys should look up Robert Morgan claymation films and look like Bobby Yeah. Just really uncomfortable claymation. But the thing that came to mind before was for anthologies, like you said, like VHS, that series. And the ABCs of Horror has some, it's like, for the most part, like, but there are some really good little gems in there.
Yeah. So I don't, there's one that always kind of stuck with me, and that was called The Smiling Man. And it's about, you've seen that one. It's about this guy who is walking down the street at night, of course. it sets the scene. And he looks behind him, and there's this guy. Kind of reminds me of you a little bit. Maybe. He's like, there's this guy standing back there, obviously, right? So he starts walking, and this guy like gets closer and closer and closer, and then like all of a sudden this guy is like right behind him, and it's just like this big, huge smiling, like the smile on this guy's face, and it's just this creepiest smile I've ever seen in my life. It's just always stuck with me, and it's not like I don't remember there actually being a jump scare in it. But it's just the smile on his face that like stuck with me. If there was a jump scare, I don't remember it, but the smile was iconic. So, I mean, that obviously there's different things that stick with you, and I think that that's important to remember when you watch a horror film, horror mirror. Oh my gosh, sorry guys, horror movie, film, music video, like you had talked about, these short films or whatever, like it's not just about the jump scares, it's about, there's more to it. Like we talked about in the cosmic horrors, there's the unknown, that's terrifying. The darkness is terrifying. What are some other things that you would think about be something to kind of keep in mind when watching a horror movie? It's not just about the jump scares. Everybody knows about jump scares. What would you say, TVHEAD?
The tone, the lighting, the sound. I could go into something about infrasound, like the music, and like the sound editing with like how real it sounds and like raw. But then there's infrasound, which is something a lot of movies like to do now, which is a type of sound you don't really hear, you just kind of feel it. And it's
vibrations.
It's the thing you hear in nature, like before a storm comes, or just some huge thing is coming in the distance. Your body feels it first, and movies have been able to duplicate that sound. And it's some of the scariest movies are pulling it off. And you sometimes wonder, is it the writing or is it the hypnotism, which isn't a real thing. It's more participation, but you can be put into a trance technically by things. So you don't even really know what's affecting you.
Yeah, for sure. Like Jason, the movie Jason, I was watching a documentary on that because they have that whole thing on Shudder about the history of horror films, and I was watching that, and they were talking about Jason, where he just got in from the mic and he just started making some noises with his mouth, and that's how the whole theme for Jason came along. Or that. Yeah. So I mean,
pretty creepy.
Yeah.
We're talking about think about those two based on stories like the Zodiac Killer and Leatherface. Yeah, I like the ones that are based on them more than these cheap money grab films that are only good sometimes, that are actually directly about the serial killer. Like, just do a documentary. Like, but the ones that are kind of inspired, like Leatherface and
I agree. So those are
the Jigsaw
you can
guy.
relate. Oh, Saw?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of who you would compare Jigsaw to. If not just how he does it.
Every time I think of Jigsaw, I think of Jigsaw murder. Like, but that has nothing, there's not even the same thing. But I still think about
Killing someone with a jigsaw. If you know what that is, it's a tool that you use. It's just a big machine, very small blade that moves really fast. Just imagine killing somebody with that. It would take like a day.
And I just watched a movie, Freaky, where they switch, the killer and this girl switch places or whatever, and there was a scene where she killed someone with a jigsaw, I think it was. If I remember correctly.
Wait, yeah. I watched that too. And I just saw it, and I can't believe it. I forgot one of the kills in the movie. She kills someone with a jigsaw. Like puts them on the table and like runs them across it, right?
Yeah.
My memory's shot. Sorry, my memory is so shot.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. I feel you.
The cryogenic one is the stupid one. Like that. No, that's not how that works.
Yeah. So what kind of is that? Found footage horror? Freaky? freaky horror? What would you
No,
consider?
freaky is a new thing that I think is coming around. I don't even think it's that new. Where they take a trope. There's trope rom-coms and then there's trope horror. Like the trope rom-com I just saw on Amazon is called All the Perfect Little Things, I think it's called, and it takes the Groundhog Day, which this can be quote unquote cosmic horror. It's just cosmic comedy, but it takes the day repeating thing and it turns it into a romantic comedy because it's not just him; she's going through it too. And I won't ruin that because it's brand new and people might get something out of it. It was cute, kind of liked it. But that's what Freaky is, like Freaky Friday. It takes the whole Freaky Friday thing and makes a horror film out of it.
Yeah. I really liked the
Happy
beginning
Death
of
Day to
that
you.
movie. The beginning of Freaky, I really, really liked. I was kind of startled. Like I was kind of like anxious feeling, but then the rest of it kind of was like,
Yeah,
it wasn't as scary. It was just kind of thrilling.
it like slow burns backwards.
Yeah. So the people in our chat, they're talking about, Zodiac Killer and Leatherface, who were real people. We had already kind of touched base on that. And Jordan is, our producer, is saying, but those films loosely based on serial killers, where's the line between horror and just thrillers? Like the film Seven. Is that a horror movie?
Oh boy. Seven, I think, won some awards. I don't know. And I think every time it gets talked about, it's just like an intense thriller. But that movie is fucking horrifying. There's, especially even just for one scene or the implications of the lust murder. But the I think it was Sloth. I think it was Sloth that the guy was left in the bed and he looks absolutely dead. He just completely looks dead. And I'm saving your life by ruining this for you. Like it's and he's not.
Seven was actually one of my favorite, or is one of my favorite movies. I really like that movie a lot. I'm not a huge, is it Brad Pitt? Like I'm not a huge fan. Is it Brad Pitt? It's one of my favorite movies. I can't remember. Yeah. I don't know. Like it's just, yeah, I just really liked the thrilling part of it, but I also kind of dig, that whole detective vibe as well, like on Saw, there's some of the ones later. Which one was it where it involved like a detective? Was it Donnie Wahlberg? Is it all of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I remember, I think so. No, were they interviewing the doctor guy that was in the first one during the film? Like as a side, as a future, the past thing? I don't know.
I can't remember. It's been so long since I've seen
so many of those.
Yeah. So I did a little, just because I was curious as well. So I did a little search in the Google machine, and I, obviously I pulled my phone out here and I'm looking at this TV. Sorry. Just a little like quick search. You guys didn't see it. You guys were focusing on the TV, right? But so horror is like, I don't know. It's both very tension filled, right? It's I don't really know. What would you say the difference between horror and thriller is? Like we talked about Seven a little bit, but like what would you say, like what qualifies as a thriller versus horror movie?
I would say the presence of gimmick and the presence of how many jump scares. If there's just one for the whole movie, maybe it was just like to be funny or something. I don't think thrillers really have any. But the gimmick thing you see in horror films, where it's just like, how wild could we make this next death look? Where it's less of a story. It's like 75% story being told and 25% the SFX team learned something new. And let's try it. I can go on forever about Chucky and Werewolf in Paris and all that. No, that was London.
That is like a horror movie, or is that a thriller?
I'm sorry, which one? My head just
Werewolf in Paris, is that horror or thriller?
Yes, both of them. Both of them are horror. Yeah.
That's what I thought. I didn't know if you were talking about thrillers. I think
That could
maybe
be
like
opinion.
thrillers are like a lot of action. Maybe like what do you guys think? Like what defines a
Thriller
thriller
is
versus
watered down. It's
watered
more like a
down?
mystery that's watered down, like Mothman Prophecies
Mm.
or maybe Secret Window is less of a horror film than it is a thriller.
So like they both have suspense. They both have excitement and surprise and anticipation.
Yeah.
It's difficult.
What is that one? What Lies Beneath? That I've seen parts of. That's definitely a thriller.
So horror movies, they focus more on like the scare, you think?
The scare or the visceral, like the raw part, like the grossness and the I don't know, because like there's so much genre blending going on now that people don't really care about the rules as much anymore. So you get movies like Midsommar, Hereditary, all these wild ass Lars von Trier's movie, which are horrifying as they are funny, and as funny as they are fucking weird. Like
Yeah.
there's really
I
no
agree.
genre.
Yeah. I agree with what Jordan is saying, our producer is saying in the chat. He's saying that I kind of feel like thrillers are more about audience trying to solve something, like who did it, and horror is just about scaring the hell out of us. And I kind of
Yeah.
that's where my mind was going as well. I always feel like a lot of thrillers are trying to solve something. A lot of action, a lot of like a who done it kind of situation, where scary movies is the big evil, the big thing that is scaring us is already kind of determined. But if that's a fact, like with Scream, like would you consider Scream a thriller or a horror movie, since you're kind of you're trying to solve like who it is?
The deaths are way too gimmicky.
So that would make it the horror.
It would make it a horror film. It's too self-aware in discussing horror films and it being the subject matter. Like, let me give you an example. The garage door death that's a gimmick. That's like let's try this out. Like nobody sat like when people are writing movies like that. Nobody sits in the room and goes, "This is narratively poetic to this girl's life." How? Like,
So have you seen like that movie Rear Window?
God, there's so many versions of it.
Alfred Hitchcock's Rear Window.
Oh, well, I can tell
Like,
you, I've seen Disturbia. I've seen Rear Window, but I've also seen Disturbia, which you've seen the same. Well, you've seen the same movie at that point.
So it's basically like that's thriller kind of. Would you
Yes.
say? Yeah. So yeah. Okay. There's tension and thrills. Thriller. Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. So I'm going to go back a little bit to what you guys in chat were talking about before. You guys had mentioned the comedy horrors. Bowen was talking about how he laughed in the horror movies like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. He laughed when the woman got caught running from the house by Leatherface. There's definitely been some, there's definitely been some funny horror, or even like horror movies that weren't meant to be funny, and I'm sitting there laughing in the movie theater and everybody else is just like terrified, and I'm like, am I morbid for thinking this is funny right now? It's just like the way the character screams or the way they die, or like, oh my god, that was such like a fake death, or like you're sitting there laughing,
or when it's impressive, or it's impressive. Or
yeah.
sometimes you laugh because it looks really good, and laughing is the only thing you can do. And it's not because you're like, oh, I'm so terrified, I'm laughing. It's just an immediate response. Like,
Get nervous
I
laughter,
do that.
maybe? Is that what you're...
Nervous laughter. There's nervous laughter like that. That's the easy way to explain it. I just had to go overboard. But and then there's just like, it's funny because, like you said, because it looks silly, and then sometimes it's on purpose. Like if I change my head here, and this I think borders between on purpose and boop.
Makes me laugh every time.
Oh God, I don't know if it's supposed to be funny or if there's a real effort there. I think
I
at the
don't
time there
know.
was an effort.
I love that there is horror on your face right now because everybody can kind of get this vibe going. You know, they're not only listening to us talk about this, but they're also feeling the vibe from your face, from your head. So I think
What's the
that's really
next one?
funny.
I never know what the next one's going to be. Oh, that's the same movie. What movie is this, guys? Don't say it if you know it.
Oh, I know what this
Don't you
is.
say it. Don't you say it. Let's see if they know. Make it a little bit more difficult by give you 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, and then I'm going to change it. And you still get the guess, but I'm just going to change it.
I feel like this is the this is like a perfect scene. Oh, our producer.
So now you don't know what it is. Yep. No,
yeah.
you're right, but which one?
Evil Dead. Yeah, which one?
Which they kind of. Oh God, let's totally get into that next. Yes.
Fine. Yeah. Okay. So, real quick on this comedy horror. So we have other ones definitely that are laughable and the
Yes.
Evil Dead
answering
2.
Jordan here.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes.
Yep. Get a brand new car.
Yeah. So the comedy horror, it doesn't always have to make leave you with your skin crawling. There's like an entire subset of horror movies that kind of like aim to make you laugh at some point, you know. So I would definitely say like Cabin in the Woods, Shaun of the Dead, Scream, and Dale versus Evil was another one that I had gotten. We did actually do a poll on Twitter of new car is not in the Rize budget.
Say that now.
We did a poll on Twitter about what you guys thought was more like scarier than funnier. I don't know if you guys read it wrong or not, but we're questioning your answer, your vote, guys. You said that Shaun of the Dead was scarier than it was funny. So we're not judging. What was on the list? Okay, so on the list there was Shaun of the Dead, Cabin in the Woods, Scream, and what else did I put? Now I can't remember. Shaun, maybe you guys can you help me? Shaun of the Dead, Scream.
I know the last one was like spooky as shit, I think.
Now I'm like trying to go back. I'm trying to.
So scary, you forgot.
I know. Okay. Scream, Cabin in the Woods, Evil Dead 2, or Shaun of the Dead.
Evil Dead 2 is scarier than any of them, I think.
Yeah, I
Maybe
think
Scream.
so too.
Between Scream and Evil Dead, but the other two, no.
Right. Cabin in the Woods just made me laugh. Like that guy who plays. Yeah. The last Jason, was it the last Jason? Or no, it wasn't the last Jason. Was it Jason? Yeah. The one where they're like getting high the whole time and like, oh my gosh. They're actually in that cabin and they're not like the large, like that rich guy's house in the cabin. I mean, in the woods, sorry. Which Jason was that? Man, I can't remember which one that was, but it just made me laugh.
You're not talking about X, right? You're not talking about space, obviously. The one where they're actually in the
No.
cabin.
Man, I can't remember which one it was, but there was one scene where they're like having sex and there's like he shoots an arrow through the window and it like stabs her or something, doesn't it? Like, or maybe that was, maybe you think that's going to happen, but then it doesn't. I can't
Here's
remember.
some trivia for you. I can't remember which one you're talking about because there's so many of them and so many killers. Like I can't even remember that setting, which is bad for me. I should probably know. But how did Kevin Bacon die?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, definitely trivia for me. Maybe you guys can. I'm gonna like bet that Jordan knows the answer to this one.
Yeah, how does in I believe the first Friday the 13th movie, how does Kevin Bacon die? Let me stand. Yes. Through what?
Oh, I remember this. Was he on the bunk bed? Was he on the
I wish I had a
bunk bed?
gif of this for my face.
Was he the one
Yep.
that was on the bunk bed?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was watching the history of horror on that one too, and like I guess whatever the guy was like blowing through the tube to make the blood splatter, like he was like
Mhm.
choking on it or something. Well, remember what they said on that? Like the fact on that? Like the way the blood splattered wasn't meant to be like that, but it ended up happening like that, and it worked out perfectly. Like it was just a mistake completely.
Yeah, that's how it works. Mostly, most of the time with the horror genre in the effects
Special
department,
effects.
it's like an accident that looks great.
Mm-hmm. I've just been, we did miss this, and I do apologize. Magnus, we have just been notified that you are the one that found the hidden logo. So
Yeah, what the fuck is that
you
thing?
have definitely won that, I guess. So I just wanted to put that out there. I guess I was supposed to wait, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and announce that because I think that that's awesome.
Ruined it.
I ruined it. Well, let's just have another drink.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Over here
Sorry,
smoking whenever
producer.
you guys can't see.
He's
Whenever you
smoking
blink,
in
I
his
turn my head away
TV.
and smoke.
Yeah, anyways. All right, so we have talked about this comedy horror. Where were we when I had gone backwards? So I kind of got taken off track here a little bit.
Where are we? Oh,
We talked about the horror films. You guys had voted that
oh
Evil
yeah.
Dead 2 was like scariest. You were
No,
questioning
Shaun of the
it.
Dead was.
Oh, Shaun
They
of the
said
Dead.
that Shaun of the Dead was, and I said this. At least Screamers or Evil Dead 2
Yeah,
was to
that's
be
right.
a scarier movie. Like Shaun of the Dead is just comedy all the way through.
Yeah. I was definitely. Oh, and then I got off on the tangent about the hilarious scenes in Cabin in the Woods. Yeah, sorry. I get off on those little distractions. Taking another route here. Yeah, so definitely we were questioning that a little bit just because we were like, man, that was really funny. Maybe we have a different sense of humor, or it could have just been run wrong.
I mean, I'm
Whichever,
being a
but we're
little
not
mean.
judging.
I mean, I am being a little mean because every single thing is eye of the beholder, and maybe the timing in Shaun of the Dead, which is kind of
That's
stolen
true.
from Army of Darkness. Like Edgar Wright liked to borrow a little bit from Sam Raimi, and he'd like to do that. Like, oh, if somebody's getting ready for something, you don't see the whole fluid moment. You just see chain gets pulled, glove gets put on, like chainsaw gets taken off the wall, like cut to like that. And maybe that's scary for some people, like abrupt.
Yeah, for sure. Bowen also brought up again Final Destination. We will definitely get to that. Yeah, that's what we were going to talk about.
He's like, he said it again. I'm so sorry.
No, it's yeah. Yeah, we're sorry about that. We definitely I think, we've touched base. There's not a lot to say about comedy horror. I mean, what would be your favorite comedy horror film?
Oh boy. Shit. I'm just gonna say Shaun of the Dead, or nope, Shaun of the Dead, because it's the only one that really comes up first for me. But if we're doing Final Destination, we need to start with the second one.
Second one.
The second
I'm trying
one.
to remember.
Have you seen them?
I've seen. I think I stopped watching it after the third one because I just couldn't handle it. I mean, who here does not get on a highway and every time they see a truck full of logs, like who does not think like I should not be driving behind this truck right now?
I thought it was just me, and then of course now memes are a thing now.
Yeah.
Everybody got fucked up by that scene.
Oh my gosh. I cannot. Still to this day, I literally cannot drive down the highway without seeing one of those trucks and going, oh, that would like reminding me of that. Our producer is saying that he feels like Final Destination really wrote the line between horror and thriller because it does make us try to solve how to end the chain. That's true too. Yeah.
Solving the whole thing, like going back to that. I'm trying to think of a horror movie where they're not trying to figure out.
Yeah, that's true.
The way out. But I don't know if, like, with Jason, they're just trying to figure out how to kill him.
That's true.
Usually. Freddy, stay awake or something. Or I don't know what the deal with him. I think it changed for every movie.
I feel like you're always trying to solve what's going on. Like in like paranormal movies, you're trying to solve like, why is this ghost here? Like, what is this ghost, like the spirit want? Like, what does this demon want? You know?
I guess it depends on where the focus really is. Like if it's more on the solving, if where it's more on the in your face visuals and the things flying out at you constantly.
Yeah.
Because Final Destination kind of does that, even though it's trying to freak you out with a very relatable context, death, like not having a face. It kind of uses comedy to set up each death, like the whole, what the hell is the name of that thing? Goldberg machine kind of thing. What's a machine that? Made of parts that don't look like they go together, like a marble hits dominoes and shit. Yeah.
Our producer is saying the difference between trying to solve the issue and trying to kill the bad guy maybe is the, separates them. And yeah. I mean, like, there are some ghosts, like, they're not trying to, like, kill the ghost. They're trying, I don't know, maybe. There's a couple of ghost movies where they're like, why are you here? What do you want? And then they have to, like, solve, like, why they're here and then, like, try to solve, like, trying to get rid of them in the end. Like, I don't know. That's a really good question. That's a really good topic to kind of get into as well. But Final Destination, these movies are more like, for those of you who have not seen Final Destination, which I don't know who hasn't, but I'm sure there are still some out there that have not heard about or heard about it, or even you've heard about it but you've not seen them. Does Final Destination have a villain to beat other than life? Who's the bad guy in Final Destination? That's a good point. I feel like it's kind of like horror.
The bad guy is like, I want us to be a fucking nerd ass piece of shit again, but say the algorithm. It's the math problem. It's if it didn't get this person, what person does it go to next? Which I don't think until the second movie they started to really wonder if there's a pattern to who gets picked next, aside from order in time. Like the plane, everybody died in order.
Yeah. Does it happen in all the movies, like the order? Like, you were supposed to die and now it's me. I can't. Wasn't the second one like that?
There's one or two where a person just never died, so it followed them along. Like, here's the funny thing. Devon Sawa, I think, was in the first one. He wasn't in the second one because he, for whatever reason, I used to know the reason, but they killed him with a brick off screen. It was just like a news article somebody read.
Yeah.
But he was supposed to be in the second one.
He was supposed to be in the second one?
Yep. And they killed him off with a fucking brick. After all of the first movie, a brick falls off the side of a building and kills the lead in the second film off screen.
Yeah. Dude.
I love it.
Did you know that there were comic books about Final Destination?
I did not fucking know that.
Yeah, and I guess there's some novels too. I learned that in my research. Yeah. I don't know if any of you guys knew about that. Definitely, yeah, that's interesting. And it's basically horror thriller, so I think it's classified as both. Not just horror, but thriller as well. And so is that possible? Can you be too? I mean, you could be rom-com, so why can't you be a horror-riller?
There's a weird one. Here's a weird one, because there's parts of this movie that when I saw it, I'm like, whoa, this is popular. People aren't fucking traumatized in some capacity. Parasite.
I don't think I
If
saw that
anybody,
one.
Parasite is not like, I originally, when I first heard it come out, I'm like, ooh, cool, another horror film. Then I saw it was getting awards and people were talking about it in like higher than horror communities. And I'm like, okay, so it's some huge thriller. And then you watch it and you're like, oh fuck. It's a comedy too. It's really good.
Oh, is that the Korean film that came out?
Yep. And it's got this guy that I think was in The Host, I think.
Yeah, I really wanted to see that, and I kept trying to get a friend of mine to watch it with me, and for some reason, I think I kept putting it off because I had hopes that this friend would watch it with me, and then they just never watched it with me, and then I just totally forgot about it. It was even in the movie theaters for a while, and that would have been kind of cool to watch, but yeah, that's another topic altogether too. Foreign film, would that be horror films? But let's go back to, I really want to touch base on these, movies like Final Destination, these, and ones where these things can actually happen to you. Like, this is another really good scare. This is another really good scare tactic, like, these things that you actually can possibly relate to, like, a slipping in your bathroom and falling and just by chance getting like strangled by, a laundry cord, or, having a plane crash, or like the logs falling off the back of the truck. Like, these things can really, really, really mess with you, do you think, like, what's another good movie besides Final Destination that really messes with you, that could be true kind of feel?
Well, Bowen brought up Ghosts of War. I unfortunately have never seen that, but the mention of it makes me think of a military style movie, and it makes me think of Jacob's Ladder, which in part felt like it could have happened.
I don't know that I've ever seen Jacob's Ladder.
Really?
Yeah, I'd have to watch that one for sure.
Watch the original one first. The remake is a really good advertisement for the first film.
Okay.
That's the best I can say. Just watch the first one.
The
Ghosts of War. Now I have to look that up.
Yeah, Ghost of War. Horror movies that really mess with you was Ghost of War. I haven't seen that one either. Maybe you could tell us a little bit about that, Bowen, in the chat. I know that some other of those movies that could really happen, like the ghost horror, is something that could actually really happen to you, and like it is scary. What's Ghost of War about, Bowen? Let us know.
Cool. Yo, I'm watching this later. I'll be watching that later for sure.
I think the one would you consider? I watched a Netflix movie the other day, and it was called Deadly Illusions, and it was about this nanny. It was the typical nanny, screw the family over type of movie, where the nanny goes crazy, and you have so there's seduction and things like that. Would you consider that thriller, or would you consider that horror movie? It's a different type of scare. Again? Deadly Illusions.
I swear to God, I've seen that. I don't know. I guess would you ask the same question? I don't know if anybody remembers this movie. My old ass. Whatever Happened to Baby Jane?
I haven't seen that one either.
At the time it came out, it might have been really scary for people, like Psycho. Like, oh God, first movie to flush a toilet. Ooh. Like, but where we go? He's talking about. Let me see. We have to like fill for the delay in the chat. World War II squad goes to guard a house. The people they relieve are happy, so ghost stuff happens. But there's a message that they keep hearing. They are the ones sending themselves. Oh, fuck, man! I love those fucking bootstrap loops time things.
I mean,
it'll probably still be good now that I know, but whatever.
You can definitely still watch that for sure. I'd be down for watching it as well.
Oh, don't get me started on those fucking time fuck up movies.
Those time fucked up movies. What is that?
Oh, we've got +1, which is the literal symbol, and 1 because there's other movies called that. +1, which is it's about a party that takes place when, I don't know, something cosmic happens or an asteroid hits the ground. I can't remember if it's clear about that or not. And something happens to the power lines outside of this party. And halfway through the party, it splits the party in half. It doubles the party, but it only doubles the beginning half of the party. And it plays the beginning half of the party over the second half. So people are seeing their doubles, reliving what they already did.
Interesting.
It's so fucking weird, and it becomes like a who gets to live doppelganger thing.
Oh, that's interesting.
Then there's incoherence, which is this cosmic thing where something happens, and now these their house is caught in a neighborhood that is just copied over onto itself, and they have to figure out which time stream is theirs. But if they go through the wrong door, they could be lost forever and shit. +1 original, I think that they had the same plot. If there's another one, I want to see it. But the +1,
yeah, I've not seen that one at all.
Was like mid 2010s, maybe early or late 2000s. Let me see if I can find that actually.
Okay. Yeah, I would be definitely interested in hearing about that one more too. What kind of genre would you think that the +1 would fall under?
Cosmic horror.
Cosmic horror. That's kind of your thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's what I'm seeing here.
That's my thing.
That's what I'm
trying
seeing.
to think. There's this movie out there called The Endless, and what was really
I've
fun
heard
about
of
watching
this one.
what was really fun about watching The Endless was I didn't know that it was a sequel to a movie I had already seen, which they did a really good job of not rubbing that in my face, and I had to find out, like, oh my god, I remember these people. Where do I remember them from? I don't know if the loop exists in the first movie. The Endless, I don't want to give it away. This is one movie I don't want to spoil. It's just these kids escape, they grow up and they escape a death cult, and they're kind of well known for it, and they want to go back. They want to see what was really going on because they got a video from these people and they're not dead. So it's so
you
fucking
said it's a
weird.
sequel?
Yeah, but I'm trying to remember what is the sequel to, the name of the film. Resolution. Resolution is about a guy who brings his friend into an abandoned house in the woods to help him get over his addiction. He chains him to a wall in there. And it's kind of like a funny buddy comedy, but really dark and weird as they start to realize, I'm going to go as far as to say they can't leave where they are now. I don't want to give away Resolution and
Yeah.
But watch Resolution first. And then I've ruined the moment where you realize. But that was fun for me.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely am marking that one down. I'm right. I'm going to remember that one so that I can look it up later. Jordan was asking if we were going to talk zombies besides Shaun of the Dead. There's Train to Busan. There's World War Z, classic Dawn of the Dead. What are some other really good zombie films that you he says #IHeartZombies. I love watching zombie films. I think that
I'll give
fun.
you some zombie sleeper hits that nobody ever thinks about.
What's that?
I don't know why I go to this one first, but it's just I'm trying to think for very unconventional zombie films. I think it's just called Dead Girl, and it's just
what's that one about?
These guys find a dead body, and they just they notice some capacity. I think either they think it's dead for sure, or they know something weird about it. There's weird about it, and they keep it in one place, and you can imagine where that movie goes. But it's a zombie movie. And then there's the one that's on Netflix. I don't know what it's called, but it's the same thing, a lot less dark and disgusting. And it's about 2 mortuary workers and a body that's starting to do weird things. Oh god, it's on Netflix, so you guys will see it.
What was that one? Zombie Donuts or
Zombie Donuts? There's ice cream. I think it's called
What's
ice
it
cream.
called? Yeah, there's one. It's like zombie donuts or something.
I've never heard of zombie donuts. What are you talking about?
Donuts? Was that it? Would you consider that like a zombie donuts, or are they just like science fiction? Like,
I wish I knew. You got me looking up all this shit. Zombie
killer donuts, Jordan says.
killer donuts.
Zombie donuts.
There's a video game called Zombie Donuts.
It's like Attack of Killer Tomatoes, but with donuts.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
We know
I
what we
don't
need
think
to have
it.
on the show is we need to have a little picture in the corner or somewhere.
Oh
We can
yeah.
just we can just edit some clips in here. This movie looks fucking ridiculous.
It's funny. It's funny. It's like one of those "what did I just watch" kind of situations.
Wow.
Yeah. It's
Jane Doe.
definitely
Yeah, that's it.
Jane Doe. What's that one?
That's the one I think I was talking about before. The one
Mm.
next time I can press the play in the corner.
Yeah, we would like that. That would be cool. I always
Just
look
have
up.
a browser open to YouTube. It'd be easier instead of having all these videos set up.
I always sometimes when I research to watch when I'm getting ready to watch movies or something like that, I'll just look up some genres of movies, or I'll type in like in Google. I'm sure everybody does this, but like zombies or zombie movies or whatever. I always see 3 from Hell pop up, and I'm like, okay. And for a second, like for a split second, it always confuses me because I'm like, zombies. This has nothing to do with zombies, and I'm like, oh wait, wrong zombie.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like,
but
hey,
like for that, yeah, for like that split second, I'm like, zombies. This has nothing to do with zombies. Like, what the hell? Rob Zombie is another kind of crazy altogether. He's probably. I mean, I'm a really huge fan of his music, but I'm also a huge fan of his movies. I know a lot of people aren't fans of his movies, but I really get into them. Like when you came to me and you were like, you want to be part of the show, and we found, I just love that your name was TVHEAD, because it just reminds me of that movie 31, and I am obsessed with that movie. It's gore, definitely gore, right? Would you say gore?
Yeah, some people like to call that shit gore porn, but like gore porn always existed. It's just a trend that happened after 9/11. But I want to know what you no, that's a thing. The more gore porn films started to come out as we started to be aware of what they were doing at Guantanamo Bay, and just in general, just like visceral, scary shit like that. Just
that how it all came out.
It's a matter, I guess, always of timing and chance, but also like mood. Like, what do people really want to see?
Yeah, like what's going on in the world, kind of thing. I'm
and
sorry, we kind of got
era. Yeah.
We kind of got off topic, or I kind of took us off topic with zombies. So let's go in reverse here, guys. I'm sorry. With zombie movies, so definitely, what would you guys say is your favorite zombie movie out there? Like, your favorite one? Already asked that.
Mine?
Yeah, what's your favorite zombie movie?
Yeah, I was giving examples of unconventional ones before. I want to say Return of the Living Dead.
Return of the Living Dead?
Yeah.
Is there a remake of that one?
Of Return?
Mm.
I don't think so. I think they just keep continuing the series.
Mm-hmm. What would you guys say is your favorite zombie film? I'm really interested, because if there's been some that I haven't seen, of course we have the ones that Jordan has listed, and then we definitely have, like Warm Bodies. It's more of like a comedy horror.
Yeah, it's a rom-com horror film.
Yeah.
Not even really horror entirely.
Yeah. Resident Evil. And let's see, what are some other ones that maybe I'm missing? Zombieland, of course. Scariest.
Send more brains.
I've talked. So, Return of the Living Dead is one of the scariest, Jordan says. Even though it's campy, the idea of zombies that can run, drive, talk, and call for more cops is horrifying. Oh my gosh.
Brains. It hurts. That's so fucking uncomfortable. That shit with her on the bed. And it's just flopping her little spinal cord around like blah. And the bags, the little bags, we'll just tell them it's weasels.
Really? Yeah. So let's talk about like the different kinds of zombies. What are the different kinds of zombies that you have? I don't think I've actually seen the Return of the Living Dead, to be honest with you.
That means in terms of, well, there's two different sex. That's not a way to say it. Two different like races of zombies, I would say. You've got the like,
I've not
how are
seen
they
Return of the
made
Living
versus
Dead.
how do they behave? Like, how are they made? You have your demon zombies, you have your viral zombies, you have your there's other ones. There's like the rage, which, oh god, 28 days later. You won't say
28
what you
days
want to say.
later.
The dumbest reason for zombies ever. The dumbest, most like
28 days, you would say, is the dumbest?
Yeah, like why do the zombies exist in that movie? Do you remember?
Was there some kind of infection or something?
Yeah, but the infection was caused by monkeys watching videos of violence and being released into the population by PETA or something. So these monkeys, all the violence they saw, turned into a disease. Because that's the thing. That's the dumbest shit I've ever fucking heard in my life. I'd rather see Deadites, which are their version of zombies, like in the Evil Dead movies. Those are more believable to me.
So like Resident Evil, that was a whole virus as well. Do you think that was a dumb one?
No. It's the games were pretty scary when they came out. And I think it has really scary moments, and viral zombies are I would say the most believable ones.
Yeah. So you have like ones that are super fast. Like I was having a conversation, I think it was with Jordan. Magnus says World Z, or is it World War Z?
Then you have your hive mind zombies, which are fucking terrifying on a whole new level, because to get to something, they'll just pile on top of each other because they're acting like a virus. I Am Legend, they kind of do that in I Am Legend too.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I Am Legend's that was okay. Thank you for reminding me of the other type of zombie. I don't know if there was a disease in that movie, but what created these people was time, just left in the dark.
Just wanted his girlfriend back. Like that's all he wanted.
Will Smith destroyed the end of that movie. He gave it away, so they had to change it.
Yeah. Oh, he did? Is that like a thing?
Look that up. Look that up. He did an interview. He gave the movie away, so they had to alter it.
Oh man, was it going to be a better ending?
I don't know. I don't know which one's better.
So I was having that conversation with Jordan, and we about like zombies aren't always interested in brains. Do you think that's a fact, or do you think that that's? Do you think they're always into brains?
Well, sometimes they want your soul. Sometimes they just want to torment you in the whole monkey's paw scenario, where you ask for someone you want back from the dead. Pet Cemetery and literally Monkey's Paw is that scenario where you wish for someone back from the dead, and they don't want anything but to fucking terrorize you to death or make you one of them. That's the other thing. They want you to join us, like Deadites. Yeah, I forgot that it was a book first. God damn it.
So you have, so I was looking and I did, some small research about that one as well, like some zombies as well. And there was like a whole list of different types of zombies. Crawlers, screamers, bonies, pukers, stalkers, animal zombies, spitters, exploders, bursters. Like there's this whole list just goes on about like these different type of zombies.
Left 4 Dead has
have
ruined
the
everybody.
Left 4 Dead. I'm trying to remember if I've seen Left 4 Dead. Oh, yeah. Okay.
It's a video game, and you call like they have like the ones that explode, and the witch that if you upset her, like she's sitting in the corner. If you upset her, she starts screaming and like beating the shit out of you.
Oh my gosh. Maybe I should play that. Like I did this whole like research of playing horror games with our first episode, and it just scared me. I have to play Resident Evil, and I have to play what did you say? What did you say?
Left 4 Dead.
The game Left 4
Left 4 Dead
yeah.
is more of a team game. Like if you want story, go Silent Hill. Left 4 Dead is
Silent Hill. I heard that's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll fuck you up.
Jordan is saying I Am Legend was a disappointing film adaptation. Read the book. It's one of the greatest books you will ever read. In the book where vampires, which I guess vampires are zombies.
Did they get a disease first?
Rainbow is talking about how she's more inclined to watch or to read the book than the movie. Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. There are a lot of people out there that are more readers than they are watchers.
Read Pet Sematary.
I have a lot of friends that don't watch movies hardly at all. They read books, and I mean, I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. I think that's a good. They're a lot different. Like, what's a book that you have read that was completely different than a movie? Or a film?
Pet Sematary.
Pet Sematary.
It's a lot more vile. It's a lot more emotional and dark. Trying to think of another one because I just hopped right to that one. I'm trying to think that's different. Book that's way different than the movie.
Would you consider Beetlejuice horror?
No. Comedy horror, like supernatural comedy, like but there's that one scene where he's the snake thing on the railing.
Oh yeah,
When I was younger, like that would scare the shit out of me. There's another scene that happens again. They do the same thing again later on. I kind of think it's a little bit of a scary movie.
I think the ones that kind of really scared me when I was younger were like Poltergeist and like Freddy Krueger and It. Those were like the three main. And
it was visually scary. Like the story, like the way they constructed that film, fucking terrible. That's one that was almost completely different than the book in certain ways.
Poltergeist scared the living crap out of me when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I just remember, I mean, like the older lady, like walking, and she had all those like things attached to her belt, and she just dangled. It's like the main thing I remember. Like her whatever she had hanging on her dress or whatever, just all that the noise that she made when she walked. I don't know if you remember that part. For some reason, that just really stuck with me.
I don't remember that.
Maybe that's just me. Maybe
Poltergeist.
Older lady who helps out.
Oh, the short lady.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah. I know now. Okay.
Yeah.
The hallway
for some
ghost.
reason. For some reason that just like stuck with me. Like I don't know.
Fuck you, that fucking hallway ghost. I'm gonna argue I'll argue with people about the actual dead bodies used in that movie. It's not as spooky as everybody is claiming. They're
what? Actual
skeletons.
Dead bodies?
At the end of the movie, the pool gets uprooted by all the mud and the rain and everything like that, and then the wife gets stuck in the pool. Is this the same movie? Because what's this? Oh, okay. I don't remember the chain things on her though. That's my shit. My memory is sometimes.
Maybe it wasn't.
But the skeletons are used
not
in the
like
pool.
chains, but just like whatever she was wearing.
I have to watch it again just for that little tidbit. That one part where the guy peels his own face off. That was great. I've had that one.
Yeah, I think I would like to know from our audience, like, what are some movies that have like you watched when you were little that really just stuck with you as an adult? Um, I mean, I could tell you some things about, like, my brother was just awful, like an awful kid to me, like awful, and he would like scare me to death, and like he would say things like Freddy is coming out of the drain, or like Freddy is going to like grab me from the toilet, or like, and so like I would be terrified to take a shower because I was worried that Freddy Krueger was going to come out of the drain or something like that, or like there was a monster in the toilet or something. Like it would just like scare the living crap out of me. He was so mean to me. It definitely stuck with me when I was little. I think, yeah, the visually scaring, terrifying. What would you say is a movie that kind of stuck with you?
I'm gonna say The Shining.
Shining.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that The Shining was good, but I don't feel like it really terrified me when I was younger.
No,
Yeah.
not even
Well,
a little bit.
I mean, I think it was like, I don't know. I mean, fun fact about The Shining: Stephen King wasn't even happy with it.
No, he
Movie.
was not. Oh,
He
don't
didn't
even
even
get me
want.
started about everything about that was wrong or right
Yeah.
with that film.
He didn't even want Jack Nicholson as the. From what I read about, he wasn't even happy with Jack Nicholson being the lead guy. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it really like. I mean, I think there were some thrilling, suspenseful parts, but I don't think it really like scared me as much as like Freddy Krueger and it and things like that. So I want to make sure that we've touched base on all these horror genres because we've talked about like psychological horror. Shining would fall in the psychological horror, but like also like Silence of the Lambs, right? And what would you say is another good psychological horror? Like we talked about this a little bit before. Ones that really kind of mess with your mind, and you want to make sure, like, we pre-warn people about our movies. You mentioned earlier, we talked about Mother. Did you say that's psychological horror?
Fucking
Emotional
horror.
feel. Art house horror. Okay. So psychological horror is just like mental and emotional fear, rather than the violence or the monsters. So,
like you see a lot in Mother. You see a lot happen and manifest, and psychologically, there's less seeing and more assuming and more like human problems. Whereas you can't really describe what's going on in Mother without like comparing it to the Bible or something. Like
yeah. Didn't really know what was going on in the beginning. Like when you go into the movie, you don't really know what they're relating it to, but then you kind of figure it out along the way. Different things that they say. Magnus in chat says that actually 13 Ghosts scared the hell out of him when he was a child, but Chucky mess would be bad for some reason. I still have dreams about Chucky as an adult. I'm not gonna lie, like the beginning of this year, I just had a Chucky dream. Him trying to kill me. Like
really?
Yeah, I still have Chucky dreams.
He's a little freaky, but you kind of just imagine you could just kick him. Just kick him.
I know, but like I don't know. I don't know why people just didn't do that though. Like, why didn't they just kick him?
Roundhouse kick that fucker into the woods or something. Like get a baseball bat.
Yeah.
Get a shotgun.
Just pick him up. I mean, like put your hand on his head so he can't it's like wiggling his eyes trying to.
That movie wasn't made because of a story. That movie was made because of a new technology of animatronics that they had. And I'm going to teach you a little something. You're never going to unhear this because you're never going to unsee it. Chucky was made based because they made the new shit, and Crypt Keeper is the same skeleton, the same animatronic skeleton, and you can see it in his eyes. They reused him for Crypt Keeper. Yup.
Wow, that's a good, interesting fact. I didn't know that.
That's what's so great about Child's Play is that American Werewolf films, like the effort that goes into making those things look like they're moving fluid.
Hey Tala, she's saying that Chucky still has me afraid of dolls. Yeah, dolls are creepy. Like
dolls fuck some people up.
I keep my dolls tucked away. I think we talked about this last time, or I had this conversation with somebody. But I keep my dolls tucked away. So they did a few times, and he just came back to get them. Remember Magic? Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you just keep swinging. Like, keep an eye on your watch. Like, he's gonna come back eventually. Like, keep an eye on your mailbox. Keep an eye on any kids that are living nearby. If you're a kid, just like the second mom or dad leaves the room, just beat the shit out of that toy. Like, like he doesn't seem very threatening to me, other than like if he catches you off guard.
That's true.
Or if he's going after someone who can't defend themselves against it.
That's true. That's true. I just think it's common sense. Like, let's just stick them in a freezer.
Well, Chucky does get tired though. He starts to bleed after a while, and then he gets this whole fucking like sloppy asshole personality as the sequels continue, which is great. I love, and I'm not saying I don't like Child's Play. It's one of my absolute fucking favorite films. Every single one of them, even the remake. But I don't know.
Yeah,
Jason's scary,
I don't know either. Jason is scary for sure, but like, why does he just walk? He doesn't like. I don't see how these people can't get away from him. All he's doing is just walking after you.
Yeah, but the second you turn your head, he's right behind you.
That's true. That's true.
That's the scary part. How does he do that? It's because he does cardio and he just fucking books it the second you turn your head.
Those long walks. Okay, so true story, right? I met the guy who played Jason Voorhees. He has this rock band, right? Oh man, I see.
Kane Hodder.
I don't remember his name. Hold on. Talk about what genre Child's Play falls under while I try to think of this guy's name.
Well, it's kind of a simple one. I really just think it's killer horror, like a slasher, body count horror, basically. I got Hellraiser on my face right now. I think it's the second one. I don't know. It's the first one or the second one?
Agnes has made a doll. Did you see that?
Uh-oh. That is ominous. The smiley face or the laughing face does not make it any less ominous.
It's a Magnus doll. What is this? What does this even mean?
Uh-oh. Let's hope he's not making a person into a Magnus doll.
Oh, slasher. Yeah, I would definitely say it's a slasher. We haven't talked about slashers yet. So what makes a slasher is it's usually focused on like a serial killer. You got Michael Myers, you have Chucky, you have Freddy Krueger, Scream, classic scratcher. Oh my God, slasher movies would probably classic scratcher movies.
Scratcher movies.
You have Halloween. I love Halloween. That's probably one of my favorite slasher movies. A Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I love that one. What's some more slasher films? What's your favorite?
Just supernatural slasher film, and a lot of them are supernatural. Like, what's my favorite? What film?
Slasher.
You said slasher? Okay. Not because it's horrifying and disgusting or anything like that, but because it's really clever. Behind the Mask, the legend of something, but it's called Behind the Mask, and it's like a mockumentary of what it takes to be one of those supernatural serial killers. Leslie Vernon. Behind the Mask, the story of Leslie Vernon.
Oh, okay.
And it's a good one.
There's a big talk going on right now in chat right now. So our producer is basically saying that he has magic. It's possession. So would it really be considered a slasher film?
Yeah, that's
Or
what I
would
was
it
saying
be
before.
more of a
It's a supernatural slasher
paranormal?
film. But a lot of them were. Like, all of them were.
Lunaro collects dolls. That's a little creepy. They're like Puppet Master dolls. That's
nice.
It's a little creepy.
House of 1,000 Corpses. We cannot go this whole thing without talking about House of 1,000 Corpses.
House of 1,000 Corpses is a really good one. It's probably one of my favorite ones for sure. Like I said, I really dig that movie. Back to real quick to the Voorhees guy. Ari Lehman.
What's his name, really?
Ari Lehman. He was the first Jason.
The first Jason. Okay, Kane Hodder came later on then.
He was the deformed child to pop up from the water and grab Final Girl Alice.
Okay.
Yeah. But he's like...
If Magic Divine did not being a slasher, the Nightmare... No, I think Nightmare on Elm Street should be a slasher. It falls into the body count gimmick horror.
Yeah, I think it's slasher.
How fucking dare you?
House of 1,000 Corpses is one of the worst films I've ever seen. There weren't even 1,000 corpses.
Oh, just being a smart ass. Better be. You know, I can repeat whole fucking scenes in that fucking movie for no reason. Don't ask me.
Do you like the sequels to that movie?
Devil's Rejects was a really good movie. That I think it set a trend, but I can't speak for that because I can't think of the name of the movies that came afterwards. But it's one of those movies where it makes you kind of feel bad for the bad guys, and want them to win.
Yeah,
which oddly enough, Midsommar falls in that category.
I love those films so much. Devil's Rejects, 3 from Hell.
Listen, you Malibu middle-class Barbie piece of shit. I'm trying to work here. Work. You ever work? I'm not going to do the whole thing. Someone's going to embarrass myself, but I do know it. And that second movie with the you can't repeat some of the lines in that fucking movie because it's like, little on the edge there, buddy.
What is your favorite line from that movie?
Tutti fucking fruity. There is no ice cream in your fucking future.
He's a good actor. Too bad
Bill Moseley
is passed away.
For Devil Blood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good bad one.
House of 1,000 Wax is one of the worst. I agree. House of 1,000 Wax. Oh my god, that was dumbest movie. I didn't
House of Wax.
House of Wax. Why did I say 1,000 Wax? Sorry.
House of Wax. Sounds like a BDSM house. There's some corn for you. Oh my god. The House of Wax visually was fucking awesome, and I think House of Wax blew my mind because it's when I figured out that Paris Hilton.
House of 1,000 Wax.
That Paris Hilton's not an airhead. That she's actually fucking performing her entire life.
Right. Oh, that was fucked up. I watched that too.
She acts that role just like she pulls her own bullshit in her fucking shows. I'm like, that woman is a businesswoman playing a fucking idiot to rank up to rake up the cash and fucking views.
Oh. Sounds like a hair removal removal part.
That's 1,000 wax.
Amy head
BDSM
over here said BDS.
and spa. BDSM and spa. Like, cause like it hurts to get that shit done, so why not mix the two? So it's like it's productive.
Punishment at its best.
Oh my god.
Shit.
Punishment at its most productive. Like, you get something done. Like, you're getting something done, but you get something else done too.
Oh my gosh. Sadist.
Oh my god. How do we get here?
I was trying not to have another one of my laughing mishaps prior to the show. I had a really hardcore laughing attack.
We do House of 1,000 Wax. We do underarms, legs, bikini, and more. BDSM is extra. Like, if you want a little spice to it, if you want us to like do a little fanfare with your wax strip getting ripped off, then you're gonna have to pay extra.
If you want us to chain you down while we wax you, please let us know.
What the fuck is on my face now? Like, how is that a choice this person had?
This is Family Guy.
The Family Guy, like, this is a gift they chose. He's fucking with that. Boop. You had to do it. Repo the genetic opera. Oh shit.
Paris is oh my god, I can't focus.
Yeah, she's good in that.
What's on your face is a commercial for
This is where you exfoliate your brain. Repo the genetic opera was fucking great. It has Bill Moseley and Paris Hilton. So now we've come together. See this? See, Lunaro here, if I got your name right, has just like sewn the story together for us.
Yeah. We will hook you from the ceiling as we wax your balls.
Oof. That sounds more like a Hellraiser thing, more like a Pinhead ordeal. I don't know if this is on my face right now, but I apologize. What is on my face? Oh, it's just a fucking bone.
You're supposed to be like creepy here. You're not supposed to be like, what's on my face? Is this real life? What's on my face?
I'm just hitting a fucking button here. I don't know what they put in this thing.
Oh, there's the bunny. Is that the House of 1,000 Corpses bunny? No.
Nope. That bunny's from something very specific, and I'll marry the first person to tell me what it's from.
Uh-oh. Buddy's gonna get married today.
Who's on my face and why? Oh God, that sounds like another.
It does.
When's Pornhub gonna start getting more like talk show content?
Right?
Who's on my face and why?
All right, let's move on to. As much as I love this conversation, and as much as you guys out there who know me, like, I'm totally all for this conversation because I think it's funny. But let's get back on to horror.
Oh my God, shit, there you go. Boop.
All right, so we've talked about psychological slasher gore. Did we talk about gore? We talked about gore. Body horror, which is
body
like
horror.
When,
that's like into it, and like what's that movie called?
Centipede, Human Centipede.
Human Centipede.
Oh my gosh.
The first one was interesting, but someone was going to do it eventually.
So like I haven't
just like, wow.
I haven't seen it, but they actually shove the gut part.
Oh God, here we go.
Do they actually like put
Sorry.
the person's head up the other one's butt? Like,
no, okay. See, here's what they do.
Okay.
They I'm pretty sure they split your lips open at like 2 points, and then they take the other person's ass, and they peel back the flesh, in like these long triangular strips, and then they sew those strips into where your face is split. So there's this continuous like flesh tunnel, and you go your brain can go from there.
Do they line the mouth up with the butt?
They have to. You have to feed the other two. How the fuck are they gonna eat?
Oh,
And that's what that movie's so fucked up for.
Okay, which girl
There's
has
a whole
it worse
scene dedicated
off?
to that. The last one.
What is the
Of
first girl
course.
eating? What is the first girl eating?
Whatever the fuck he gives her.
Okay. So why
I
would
think
she
they give
have
her
it
like dog
worse?
food and shit though.
Why would she
No,
have
because
it
she's the
worse,
one. She says
though?
she never has to eat shit though.
Yeah, that's true. How long is the centipede? It's 2?
It's only 3 people long.
3 people long.
The next movie, it's 6 people long. The next movie, the only thing clever about the next movie is I don't give a shit because I hate this movie. It's terrible. I'm gonna give it away. The next movie is about a guy who's obsessed with the first movie.
So,
and the third one takes place in a prison where they're trying to put like fucking 12 people or something.
What's the point of it, though? Like, just because this guy's like morbid and he wants to attach a girl's face to another girl's ass?
He used to be someone who split conjoined twins. He would do the surgery that took them apart, and then I guess he's just, I don't know, guilt or mania. Like,
is the girl in the back, like, is her nose like how is she breathing? Is she just breathing in ass the whole time?
About the nose. Nobody ever talks about the nose, but I'm pretty sure the skin flap comes out under the nose. So you have to smell all that constantly. Where is this conversation? Who's fucking watching? Like, I'm sorry.
Never go ass to mouth is what I heard.
Oh my God. Well, they'll always go ass to mouth. Friends to the end.
Literally.
Ha ha ha. Friends to the end.
Literally.
Where the fuck are we right now?
I have no idea. Okay. We've gone over time. I just love that you guys are still with us and hanging out because I think this is a lot of fun. We usually only go an hour, but we're just rolling with it, having some fun here. I think we've pretty much gone through all of our I catch my breath here. Like my tears. Well, now we know Tats will see the Human Centipede as horror comedy.
Yeah.
I just think it's so funny.
I think it is.
Who? I don't know. Like,
there's no way you could fucking go through with making that movie all the way through and not know you're making something that people are gonna fucking laugh at. But still be horrified by it. Like, you don't jump in the Human Centipede. You just go, wow, if that happened to me, I'd want to die. Like,
I've never seen it, but now I'm like, I'm part of me is like really intrigued, and part of me is just like, I have no desire, but then I have
no. You know, I told you not to watch other movies because they're just not fucking good for you. Watch Human Centipede.
Is it kind of like Teeth?
Yes.
A woman who has teeth in her. Can we say? What can we say in YouTube? Like, what are we allowed in her?
I don't know.
Her
like, you're supposed to be able to say like medical terms, and I'm just gonna go out and fucking say it, like her vaginal canal. Like, maybe if you say it that way, because that's the actual way to say it, vaginal canal. The best scene in that entire fucking movie is the gynecologist scene. That
the way the second girl starts pleading when she realizes girl number 1 has to take a dump.
Only if I'm not. No, you need to. No, you have to be the first one.
And she even talk? Like, how is she? It's just like.
No. You just go. That's it.
I mean, some people like that. Like some
Please, I
people
want to help this person.
enjoy that ass to mouth situation.
Oh my God, no.
I have to see pictures of this.
He even, before he completely does it to them, he like immobilizes them. I'm pretty sure he cuts some ligaments and takes out teeth or something. But he shows them this shitty little terrible like kindergarten drawing of what he plans to do with them, and how the digestive tract just runs straight all the way through them as if like fucking intestines didn't exist or something.
Oh my gosh. So how is she like pleading? Is she just like muttering the whole time, or like what?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Just like that.
That's crazy. What if I'm just so like, does it show you everything that's going on in situations, or is it like visual? Do you
It's
actually
visual.
see? Oh my gosh.
Well, I mean, well they have bandages on them covering everything. But you have to imagine the real horror of that film isn't like imagining that what if that was you and blah blah blah, someone just fucking stitched to your ass. It's these three actors had to do this whole movie like that. That's what people need to fucking think about. This one, the second one, and the third one. These actors signed up to a movie they knew. Even the first one, they had to get some kind of warning. It's not like trap porn or some shit like that.
Like,
They have to
can
be
you
told
just
this can
imagine
happen.
like the freaking, oh my god, I can't even think right now. The auditions. So we need you to think about you on your knees with your face in someone else's ass, because this is how you're going to be in the movie.
What sound would you make? That's porn. That's straight up porn.
Like, I can't even remember. I wish there was, like, you know how sometimes they release footage or videos of auditions? I really would love to find the auditions for this.
So how can we hear you mumble?
Can you please plead for us? I need you to beg right now.
Can I have some more?
No.
It's just like that.
Don't ever do that again.
No. I'll probably do it like a few more times.
Oh my gosh. What? Yeah, that's gonna stick with me. That's gonna definitely stick with me. Like, they signed up to do this. I wonder how much they got paid though. Like, can you imagine like how much? I wonder how much they got paid to do that movie.
At least you know the internet knows everything. I'm about to find out.
You know you have an internet screen in your TV. This is how you find out all this information, right?
Well, that's how we do it.
So is the last one hooked to a poop bag or something, or what is it? Like, what's going on?
The last one just shits.
So the last one just shits like into a bucket or something?
I guess. He like makes it walk around the yard at one point. Like a dog.
Gosh. How would you survive that? Like, how do you survive something?
They didn't really. They started to get infected.
Yeah, I can't even like imagine. Like, you would get like. So they're all females?
No, I think one's a man. Or two of them are men. I don't know.
Can't even imagine. Like,
it doesn't say how much they made.
Okay, I'm looking at pictures here.
Oh, actually, the first one's the dude. These actors are all that's what they do for the whole movie.
Alice says they could pay her enough to do it. She would do it.
Okay.
They could.
Well, now
or couldn't.
I'm going to take you there.
Oh,
okay.
I think you meant couldn't. Okay, take us there.
Like, I was just saying, if she could say, okay,
Oh,
all
could
right, because I would
not.
say, how much? How much? What's your price? Not that I'm interested in this. It's just a question.
They couldn't pay you enough to be the actress, or they couldn't. Yeah, I don't know. I just saw a meme that says teamwork. There is no me in Human Centipede. Yeah. Okay, so what's another body horror film?
There's Society, but no one ever fucking knows what I'm talking about when I bring up Society, so let's skip that.
I mean, one of our viewers might know. I've not seen that one.
Like, let us know if you know
Me.
Society. But there is From Beyond does some crazy body
Beyond.
shit.
What happens
Which is
in that
based
one?
it's a scientist who discovers a vibration that lets you see into another dimension, and it makes him nuts, or it makes him part of it or something, and he starts to transform the way he looks into like this formless like skin fucking thing that he's never the same each time you look at it. And it's pretty fucked up. And it's got Jeffrey. My friend kicked my ass for not knowing. It's
Yeah,
got
I'm
some good
not sure of that
actors in it.
movie.
Same thing as the Reanimator.
Let's see here. So I was looking, and the actors in Human Centipede got the movie was about 1 million, is what's being said. So they would be probably like 2/3 of that.
No.
No.
Oof. No, I'm just saying, like, that's not enough. That's not enough to do that for a whole movie.
Lunaro says Jeff Bezos. Is it Bezos or Bezos? Bezos? An Amazon
Bezos,
network.
I think.
Cash tax free. Yeah, I'm kind of wondering, is that what you need to go ass to mouth to? So let's see, body gore. What's another body horror movie?
Slither.
Slither. Yeah, these ones kind of weird. Like,
Damn. My face is scary.
She'd be able to do plastic surgery and change her identity.
Here's another frame on my face right now. See if anybody can name what it's from.
So we are, just to kind of let you guys know that if you guys are having a good time, we're at our about 2-hour mark right now. And if you guys are enjoying, please make sure that you are subscribing to our channel and you are liking the content. And then also, we do have a poll for Twitter. I want to make sure I get that out before some of you guys fall off the show. Like I said before, a couple things here. So Magnus actually did win the Rize logo for this this episode. Every episode we do hide the Rize logo in some spot. And last week there was no winner. Womp womp. Please let us give you something. You know, we want to make sure that you guys are having fun, you know, in lots of ways. We also have so Magnus was our winner this week. I believe it's $1,000 gift card or 1,000 Linden gift card to Backbone. Is that correct? I'm finding out right now. And next week we will hide it again so that you guys can definitely try to let us know. What do you think our poll should be for this week?
Best horror video game?
Best horror video game. We did something like that before the first week. We did is Silent Hill or Outlast scarier or better? Let's see. Good. I mean, maybe our viewers could help us out. What do you guys think is a good poll for movie polls? Interesting to hear what you guys say. Rainbow says, I mean, imagine if one of those actors has a fetish and was like, fuck yeah, I'm in. Yeah. I mean, that's totally possible. Like, that would be funny too. We could totally do a poll this week. You don't got nothing, TV head?
Well, this have to be about horror, right?
Yeah, horror movies. Film, yeah, horror films.
I don't know.
You don't know. Okay.
Figure out a few movies that do they count as horror, like Ghostbusters, Beetlejuice, and shit. Does it count as horror?
Yeah, that's a good one too. We could definitely do that as our poll this week. Do you think that Ghostbusters and Beetlejuice, Ghostbuster, okay, horror or comedy? That's a guess. So our producer agrees with us, so we'll just go ahead and stick with that. Ghostbusters, is that horror or comedy? Please let us know. We'll make sure that we post it on Twitter. Yeah, if you guys want to stick around with us, we can keep going. If you guys think, oh, we're good, let's go. Let's end it. What do you think, TV head? Do you want to keep going or what?
No, it's getting kind of late here.
So I'm just going to wrap everything up. You know, we've talked about our genres. We talked about the different types of genres. We've talked about the ability to the types of scares in movies as we've talked for these last 2 hours. I feel like you guys have kind of gotten the general idea of what exactly scares a watcher or the audience. It's not just about jump scares, you know, it's also about, you know, other things as well. Yeah, so we've talked about, you know, just the short films and everything. So we really hope that you guys have enjoyed this. We've gone on for an hour longer than we normally do. It's just been a lot of fun tonight. We really appreciate you guys for coming out. Please send the love to Salem. TV head, we really appreciate you coming out. We hope that you join us again. I personally would love to do another episode with you as well. It's been a lot of fun.
Oh, it has been fun, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Do you have anything you would like to say before we head out?
Go watch a scary movie.
Yeah.
Go watch Midsommar if you haven't seen it yet.
Midsommar, well, the whole movie is just weird. It's just weird.
Yep.
It's weird. Definitely
watch
Midsommar.
And watch Midsommar.
Do drugs and watch Midsommar.
That's my closing statement.
All right, so that's his closing statement, and that's I think that's a good note to leave on. Watch a horror movie. You know, come back on Twitter and tell us about what you've watched. You know, let us know if you enjoyed our show and what you would like to hear from us again. We also have a Discord if you guys are interested in joining our Discord as well. If that's nothing else, then we're out. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh my gosh. I went on a totally different, routes than I expected.
Well, it's fun. It's fun.
Yeah, I'm very happy.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. See the horizon turn us to thousands, and we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon turn us to thousands. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Finding life alone.